My wife once told me something that changed the way I think about men's health. She said, "Many women aren't expecting perfection. They just want the man they love to be present, healthy, confident, and willing to listen." Over the years, I've realized how often older men carry quiet worries that keep them from hearing that simple truth. If you're over 50, you may have noticed changes in your energy, your confidence, or your intimate relationship. It's easy to assume those changes are just part of getting older, or that your partner sees you differently because of them. But one of the biggest misunderstandings I hear in my office is that men believe women only notice physical performance. In reality, many women value emotional connection, good communication, and overall health just as much, often even more. Stay with me, because by the end of this conversation, you'll understand why listening to a woman's perspective can actually help you become healthier, more confident, and closer to your partner. We'll also talk about several habits that many men overlook, even though they can make a meaningful difference in how they feel every day. My name is Dr. Nerita, and for the past 16 years, I've had the privilege of helping thousands of older men better understand their health, confidence, and quality of life. Every day, I work with men who want practical, honest advice, not quick fixes or empty promises. My goal is to help you understand what your body is telling you and what simple steps may help you stay active and independent for years to come. Before we continue, if you enjoy straightforward men's health conversations like this, I'd appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe to the channel. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What do you think is the biggest misunderstanding men and women have about each other as they get older? One thing I often hear from wives and long-term partners surprises many of my patients. They don't usually start by talking about intimacy. They talk about how worried they are when their husband ignores his health. They notice when he skips doctor appointments, dismisses new symptoms, or insists that feeling tired all the time is simply old age. Think of your body like the engine in a dependable pickup truck. If the check engine light comes on, you wouldn't cover it with tape and keep driving for years. Yet many men do exactly that with their own health. They ignore rising blood pressure, poor sleep, weight gain, or changes in sexual function because they hope those problems will disappear on their own. The truth is that those changes are often connected. Healthy blood flow supports not only your heart, but also your brain, muscles, and sexual health. Hormones, sleep quality, stress levels, physical activity, and nutrition all work together like parts of the same engine. When one system struggles, another often follows. That's why organizations like the National Institutes of Health and the American Urological Association encourage men to pay attention to early changes instead of waiting until symptoms become severe. Many health concerns become easier to manage when they're recognized early and discussed with a healthcare professional. Another piece of advice women often share is something many men don't expect to hear. They say they miss conversations. As men get older, many quietly carry stress without talking about it. Retirement, financial concerns, health worries, or the loss of close friends can create emotional pressure that stays hidden. That stress doesn't just affect mood. It can influence sleep, blood pressure, hormone balance, and even intimate relationships. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every single day. At first, you barely notice the weight. After months or years, your shoulders ache, your posture changes, and walking becomes harder. Stress works much the same way. It slowly drains energy until even simple moments feel more difficult. Many partners notice this long before men do. They may not be asking for perfect words or dramatic emotional conversations. Often, they're simply hoping you'll share what's on your mind instead of carrying every burden alone. Interestingly, many couples discover that better communication reduces tension, improves emotional closeness, and even encourages healthier daily habits together. Something as simple as taking an evening walk, preparing healthier meals, or keeping medical appointments as a team can strengthen both your relationship and your overall well-being. But there's another piece of advice women frequently give that surprises even more of my patients. It has less to do with romance and much more to do with one everyday habit that quietly affects your energy, circulation, and confidence. And most men don't realize how important it really is. Many men are surprised when they hear what that habit is. It's not an expensive supplement. It's not a secret exercise. And it certainly isn't a miracle treatment. It's simply taking care of yourself consistently, even when no one is watching. I've had patients tell me, "Doctor, I always put everyone else first. I worked hard, paid the bills, fixed the house, and helped my family. I figured I could worry about my own health later." Their partners often tell a different story. They say, "I don't want him to do more for me. I want him to be around longer." That simple difference in perspective can change everything. Many women are less concerned with whether a man looks exactly as he did at 35 and more concerned with whether he has the energy to enjoy life today. Can he take a walk together? Play with the grandchildren? Travel? Laugh? Stay independent? Those moments are built on daily health habits, not overnight transformations. One of the most overlooked habits is protecting your sleep. Sleep is like the maintenance crew that comes in after the workday ends. While you're resting, your body repairs tissues, supports hormone production, strengthens memory, and helps regulate blood sugar and blood pressure. If that maintenance crew keeps getting interrupted, small problems can slowly become bigger ones. Many men over 50 begin sleeping fewer hours or wake up several times during the night. Sometimes it's because of stress. Sometimes it's related to medications, enlarged prostate symptoms, sleep apnea, or other health conditions. Poor sleep doesn't just leave you tired. It may also affect mood, concentration, motivation, and sexual health. Healthy testosterone production is closely linked with good sleep, and chronic sleep deprivation can make it harder to maintain energy and overall well-being. The good news is that small improvements often make a meaningful difference. Going to bed at a consistent time, limiting alcohol close to bedtime, reducing caffeine later in the day, and talking with your healthcare provider if you snore loudly or wake up exhausted are all practical steps worth considering. Another topic that women often notice before men do is movement, or the lack of it. I don't mean running marathons or spending hours in a gym. Many partners simply notice when their husband becomes less active. He parks closer to the entrance, avoids stairs, spends more time sitting, or says he's too old to stay active. Our bodies work much like a flowing river. When water keeps moving, it stays cleaner and healthier. When it becomes stagnant, problems begin to develop. Your circulation benefits from regular movement in much the same way. Walking, light strength training, stretching, swimming, or cycling can help support heart health, balance, muscle strength, and healthy blood flow. According to guidance from organizations like the CDC and Mayo Clinic, regular physical activity remains one of the most effective ways to support healthy aging. You don't have to become an athlete. Even adding 20 to 30 minutes of movement on most days may help many men feel stronger and more energetic over time. Something else women frequently mention is confidence. This may sound surprising, but confidence rarely comes from having a perfect body. More often, it comes from knowing you're taking care of yourself. When a man starts eating better, moving more, sleeping well, keeping up with medical checkups, and managing chronic conditions, he often begins carrying himself differently. His posture changes. His mood improves. He smiles more. Those changes are difficult to measure with a lab test, yet they can have a real impact on relationships. Of course, confidence doesn't mean pretending nothing is wrong. In fact, truly confident men are often the ones who are willing to ask questions, seek medical advice when something changes, and accept help when they need it. One common misconception is that changes in sexual function automatically mean the relationship is failing. In reality, many medical conditions, including diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, certain medications, and hormonal changes, can all influence sexual health. Addressing those underlying issues with your healthcare provider may improve not only intimacy, but your overall health as well. And that leads us to perhaps the most meaningful advice many women quietly wish older men would hear. It isn't about being stronger, younger, or more attractive. It's about understanding what truly helps relationships grow stronger with time. That conversation begins with a simple shift in mindset, and it's one I always encourage my patients to consider. The shift is this: stop thinking of your health as something you maintain only for yourself. Think of it as a gift you give to the people who love you. When I ask older couples what has helped their relationship the most over the years, the answers are rarely dramatic. They don't usually mention expensive vacations or grand romantic gestures. They talk about ordinary moments, sharing breakfast, taking an evening walk, holding hands,